What's up, y'all? We got Frank Kaminsky from Wisconsin. Now, a lot of people, I'm included in that. I didn't really respect Frank Kaminsky as much as I should have early on, but he won me over as a very solid college basketball player. I think what he'll be able to do in the NBA is a little bit limited because he's not a great athlete. He's also not extremely strong, but I think as a stretch four and as a center, if a team decides to go small, I think they can do well. And when I say go small, when you go small, it's not only about height, because yes, he is a legit 7-footer. When you go small, it's more about bulk and style of play. And Kaminsky's going to do the majority of his work, especially on the offensive end, from the perimeter. So with all of that said, I gave him, well, let's look at the signature stuff first, because someone was saying that I should at least show the signature stuff, for the players. So I'm going to do that. This is Kaminsky. I thought I did a pretty good job on him. Nothing too crazy when you talk about the signature skills, because we know we're not talking about a high flyer or anything like that. So here we go. Let's get to this limited dunk package you got there. Let's see. We got that. And we got that. So that's what we did. Now let's take a look at his the badges. Got 11 of them. 1 gold. Screen outlet, because he's a pick and pop killer. That's what he's going to do best in the NBA. But I also gave him the post being technician, spin lane, dead eye, fade ace, shot creator, the scrapper, tenacious rebounder, charge card, fierce competitor, prime time. All right, so let's look at the attributes. Say you get a 68. The position average is a 60. So I think if you look at it that way, kind of makes sense. Standing shot close and shot mid range. He's not too far down off the averages, but you look at the standing shot 3, obviously he's really good there. The medium range shot is kind of lower. I mean, he shot like 45% from 2-point range on jump shots, I should say. So there's that. Now, one rating that's gonna jump out more than likely is his offensive rebounding rating. He was not a very good offensive rebounder, not this past season, I should say. 1.5 offensive rebounds a game, only 5.9 offensive rebound percentage. So that led to that low rating. I mean, so it's not me dissing Frank Kaminsky offensive rebounding. It's the numbers. The numbers don't say that he did a lot. But defensive rebounding, he did a lot of that while he's on the floor. I don't give higher than a 90, but the numbers would say he has really rebounded extremely well defensively. Part of that has to do with the fact that Wisconsin always plays man-to-man, and you always rebound better out of man-to-man than you do a zone. So that, basically always being in position, but he is securing the rebounds. His defensive numbers are low because he's not expected to be a really strong defender on the next level. Feet are slow, arms aren't extremely long, so that's that. He's going to be an offensive player in the NBA. And with the right team, I think he can make an impact. And he's 68. He won't be that long. Probably will see a rise shortly once you start your season or whatever. But that is Frank Kaminsky of Wisconsin. Peace. Not really peace. Like you thought that was it, right? No. He was like, what, one guy? No, the next guy. What's good, y'all? Yeah, we still running. Chris McCullough, he's actually taking the place of Chris Obekpa, who backed out of the draft of St. John's forward center. This is Chris McCullough. He's a power forward, if you want to call it that. 195 pounds is why I say that, from Syracuse. He tore his ACL during his freshman season, but he still is in the draft, and I believe he is hired and injured because he is considered to be staying in the draft. I gave him a 64 overall. And I hear your feedback. Obviously, I know you guys want me to produce these even more, so I'm trying to work on that. But also, I hear your feedback, basically talking about showing at least the signature stuff. So I'm going to show you these ratings, and then we're going to go in and take a look at the model and all of that. So 64 overall This guy is a very interesting prospect, though. Offensively, very raw. Doesn't have a lot that he can do yet, even though he's very athletic and talented. So there's some things he can add. But yeah, offensively, there's nothing that would suggest that he should have ridiculously high ratings or whatever. In terms of from 2-point range, jump shots, he shoots 34% on 2-point jump shots. He shot 1-3 this year. He made it, so I couldn't really give him much for that. And field goal percentage at the rim is 59.3%. That's okay, but just to give you an example, comparing him to a teammate, Rakeem Christmas shoots 70% at the field goal at the rim. So there you go. That gives you a little bit of an understanding of what I mean with that. So offensively, no, but defensively, the dude gets it. He gets it on. His arms are ridiculously long. 7'3" wingspan on a 6'9" frame. He 1.7 steals, 2.1 blocks, and he rebounded pretty decent too for the time period that he played. He only played like 28 minutes a game, so he wasn't playing that much. So you'll see the defensive ratings are pretty high. The block shots, I kind of controlled them a little bit. He did average 2.1, which is good, especially in 28 minutes. But I got a formula. Basically, I used the block percentage, and I used that to kind of create, the guys who have the higher block shot ratings. And I created the scale based off of the most prolific shot blockers, guys like Robert Upshaw, guys like Brema, who is actually not coming out from UConn, the biggest shot blockers in the nation. And I kind of have them at the top of the scale and all the way down. So this is where McCullough fit. Now, you might be looking at the spelling of his name. For whatever reason, anybody named Mick, anything with a C, they say it's inappropriate language. So I couldn't make TJ McConnell, and they wouldn't let me make TJ McCullough. So I had to make the second C a K. So just in case you were wondering why that is, there it is. Vertical, he's, like I said, very good athlete. Hooked him up there. Now let's look at the badges. I actually did get 12 of them. I didn't give him any gold. It's hard for me to give a rookie gold. I'll give them stuff gold, maybe like for posterizer, if they're a really sick athlete, like Kiefer Sykes or somebody like that. But aside from that, but 12 is good. 12 is really good. So let's take a look at McCullough. This render's okay. I don't know if I made his face skinny enough. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But everything else is okay. Gave him the leg sleeves as well as the undershirt. Probably could give him a knee brace, seeing as though he's going to be coming back from an ACL injury. I don't know if he tore his ACL like in the middle of the season. So I think it's possible he could be, recovered enough to play for a team early. But, he's probably a second-round pick unless some way, shape, or form he can perform at the combine, if he's able to do something. Because I think he's the type of dude that could really shine at the combine. First of all, once they take his measurements, he's probably going to be about 6'10", 6'11". I wouldn't be surprised if he's grown a little bit. He's listed as 6'9" on Draft Express, but this is a long kid. This kid's arms is ridiculous. So his arms are extremely long, and if he's healthy enough to show his vertical leap and stand and reach, people are going to kind of get really enamored with him as a defensive prospect. So that's kind of what I think could happen. But if he doesn't do anything because of the injury, that could definitely hurt him. So that's kind of my outlook on him. 60, like I said, 64 overall. They tweeting about it already. Look at that. They tweeting them. They already tweeting about it. They already tweeting about it. So we showing a little bit of this. He doesn't have anything too crazy. 6'9" guy. Not doing too much. Not doing too much. Gave him a swingman layup. Boom out. Boom out. Block out. Block out. And Bokip. So there you go. That is Chris McCullough. Next guy. We got Nikola Mulitnov here, and you might be wondering, a lot of people are probably like, who in the world is Nikola Mulitnov? But I had to, I kind of made up my mind how I was going to include certain guys. I looked through the different draft class webs or the different draft websites, and if a guy was, mentioned as a potential, guy who could get drafted, I pretty much, put him in there. So Draft Express has him going in the second round and early in the second round. So, you know, he's definitely there. 6'11", 220 pounds. He is pretty thin and raw, from Serbia. Hasn't played a lot even in Euro Cup or the Adriatic League. Never played more than 28 minutes a game, which is pretty normal. That's how they kind of do with the younger players. He's only 20 years old. Based off the statistics that I had, I couldn't give him a really high rating. So he ended up with a 60, which is one of the lowest, if not the lowest ratings that I've given any player. Because I'm just not, from what I've seen here, not really able to say, yeah, he's ready to do this or ready to do that. Pretty decent shooter, not out to three-point range. He's 6'11", 220 pounds. The Euro Cup, he shot only 44% from the field, but he did shoot 57% during in the Adriatic League. Obviously, the Euro Cup is better competition, so that's that. 6 rebounds a game in Euro Cup, 7.6 in the Adriatic League. Not a big shot blocker either way, and didn't average even a full block shot at all. So there it is, Nikola Mulitnov. Now he is a lefty, so we made sure we hooked that up, but nothing too special to see here with Nikola Mulitnov. I don't even know if I'm saying that. Saying that right. It might be Mulitnov or something like that. I haven't been able to hear his name actually pronounced, but he is I thought he was a pretty decent athlete from what I saw, you know, the highlight reel. So that's why you see a little bit of some slams there, because he'll throw it down. But that 60 is pretty much what I had to have him go with. Now, if you look here at the you know, his card, like I said, he got the 60 overall. In terms of the badges, he got 5. 3 of them are personality badges. And then he got Eraser, which actually, this is wrong. I had to take this off because that, you know what happened? I was actually converting him over from, a created player. And it looks as though I forgot to take his badges off because he is not an eraser. To let you know, he's not legendary work ethic or keep it real either. See, this is what happened with for some reason I think I got interrupted or something and didn't get a chance to fix his the badges part of it for him. Went through the ratings but not the badges, because he's not supposed to have that. So let's take this off, making sure this he's certainly not an eraser, and I'll tell you why. 0.3 blocks a game in the Euro Club, 0.8 in the Adriatic League. That does not make you an eraser, sir. So that's that. Nikola Mulitnov.